Hello, everyone. My name is Akash Patel, and I am here today to talk about is Holi decreasing cultural representation in the United States. So, to give you an overview about immigration in the United States, Indians are the second largest immigrant groups in the United States. In fact, the immigration rate of Indian Americans to the United States has increased by a tenfold since the 1950s. This happened because President Nixon passed a law in 1968 allowing Indian American immigrants to easily immigrate to the United States because of the greater technology expansion, and they give this opportunity to Indians that had higher educational backgrounds. Despite the rising immigration rates ever since that law was passed, unfortunately, places of worship have not increased, which is creating a problem of a lack of cultural representation in the United States. So to give you an overview of Holi, Holi is the festival of colors in the Hindu culture that thousands of people celebrate annually. According to the BBC article, What is Holi? Holi started in ancient India based on the legend of Hiranyakashipu, who was a demon king that enlisted his sister Holika to kill his son Prahlada because he was a devoted worshipper of Vishnu. When he was trying to kill Prahlada, Holika sat with him on a pyre and wore a cloak to protect the fire from her. However, the cloak instead protected Prahlada and it killed Holika. As a result, the god Vishnu killed Hiranyakashipu because of his evil deed, and this represents the killing of evil spirits. Holi festival is celebrated to welcome spring and establish a new beginning where people can release their inhibitions and start a brand new fresh year. So how does Holi impact cultural representation? So although Indians are one of the largest immigrant groups in the United States, they're experiencing a lack of cultural representation that is clearly being seen in the Holi festival. So now I would like to talk about my interview with Reha. So after I attended the Holi event this year, I interviewed an active lifelong attendee of Holi, who I will keep her name anonymous by using the reference Reha, to learn more about her experiences with the events and more about the Hindu culture and faith. She has attended Holi throughout her entire life in India and in the United States and has enjoyed it every single year. She immigrated to the United States in 1993 and has lived in Houston, Texas, and Kansas City, Kansas. She said that Holi in Houston was much better than Kansas City just because there were more participants at the events. She said that when there are more participants at the events, that allowed more events and activities to happen within the Holi festival. So Reha said that even though she has been a lifelong participant of Holi, her favorite time of playing Holi was when she was a teenager and younger, because more people attended the event and the event was more God-focused rather than it being more about clout today. According to Reha, it was customary for people to play Holi with their close relatives and their close friends in India, which made the event more fun for her because she was able to develop stronger connections with the people she most loved. She also said there were additional events when she was attending Holi, such as games, fireworks, kite flying, sky lanterns, which is only present in India, which made Holi more fun. She also said there was live music with a bunch of Gujarati musicians, and it made the atmosphere more enjoyable because of the positive atmosphere. Holi was also a time for people to find romantic partners, and it was common for people to find their romantic partner or potential spouse, and they usually get married within a month. So now I would like to talk about the rituals associated with Holi. So the Holi rituals are a form of respect to peers and the gods, and it's very important for people to follow these rituals. Before Holi could even start, The priest at a temple holds a puja to worship the gods where people sing prayers along with the priest. The priest gave offerings of fruit, food, and money as a form of respect, and people went up to the gods and did a form of god respect called jeje. After the puja, the priest moved the idols to the center of the venue where people firsthand had to bow to the idols before playing holy. When people meet other people during the holy festival, the first customary thing they usually say is happy holy. And then they throw colored powder at each other, usually on their face. This has been a form of welcoming to one another for generations. This traditional greeting represents the respect and it makes people feel welcome to any event. After playing holy, people made bonfires amongst their friends and family. In the bonfire, they wrote on a piece of paper their bad qualities and bad deeds from their past year and throw them into the fire, representing that purification process and the new beginning, which is one of the central themes associated with Holi. During this part of the event, younger people are also supposed to bow to their elders and parents to thank them for everything they have done throughout the last year and throughout their lives. Following Holi, people then attended a massive feast at the temple or at one of their loved ones' homes, where people enjoys making many sweets and many different Indian foods. A common sweet most people ate is a peanut butter snack called chikki. Outside of the rituals and the artifacts of Holi, there's also a lot of traditional artifacts that people have to use. So now I would like to talk about the traditional artifacts of Holi. So during Holi, there are several traditional artifacts were present and it gave the event a definite meaning amongst the participants. At the center event were several idols of God around which people played Holi. Usually the center of all the gods would be Ganesha because he is represented as the highest god in the Hindu culture. And then there was Ram and Sita was another popular god at the event. This tradition represents the importance of worship and the respect to Hindu gods, and it is essential to worship the gods periodically during Holi as a form of respect in the Hindu faith. It is also essential for people to worship the gods before playing Holi. People are encouraged to take pictures at the event with the exception of one restriction, which is people cannot take pictures directly of the gods. Majority of the people took several pictures with their loved ones and family members just because of the enjoyment and the memories of Holi because it happens on a year basis. These pictures are often posted on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and I would like to talk about why you cannot take pictures of the god idols, and because it is representing a form of disrespect. People can take pictures of themselves worshiping the idols. However, taking a selfie with the god is considered extremely disrespectful and very restricted. Also, during the event, people threw several different colored powders amongst their peers. They usually throw the powder at their clothes or face and sometimes rubs a colored paste, which is the powdered mix of the Holi colors with water on their faces. In Holi, there are three most common colors, which are red, yellow, and green, each with its own significant meaning. So red represents the love and fertility in the Hindu culture. Yellow represents turmeric powder, which is considered an ancient healing powder to treat sicknesses, and it's even used today. And green represents the new beginning and purity, and also signifies spring. Even though most people wore different clothes, the most traditional attire for Holi is wearing a white t-shirt or a gown. White represents neutrality in the Hindu culture and was one of the most common attires during the 17th and 18th centuries, according to Kindan Gur. White also makes the color more visible amongst the people playing Holi. So now I would like to shift and talk about the modernization of greetings in Holi today. So several of the artifacts in the Holi festival has modernized, while some new artifacts have been introduced that affects the greetings in Holi. For example, children squirted each other with squirt guns filled with colored powders, and also some people threw water balloons filled with the colored powders as a form of greeting each other when they're trying to say Happy Holi. This represents throwing the colored paste at humans at the event. Also, Ray has stated that Holi today is more liberalized because more non-Hindus are encouraged to attend the event, and also people are allowed to intermingle with anyone they want. And this happened due to the removal of the unspoken social barriers. Another new important rule today is that anyone is allowed to attend Holi, which has caused significant diversification of the event. Although many people of different religions are welcome, there were still only Hindu artifacts and rituals present at the event. In the United States especially, the event has become more diversified because of its growing popularity. And another unique observation I've seen during Holi is that it is hard to identify people as outsiders at the event. And this has happened because of the event is welcoming of everyone, and people are covered in different colored powders, making them hard to recognize. Also, another unique observation I've seen is that anytime an outsider has attended the event, people go up to the newcomer to introduce themselves and treat themselves like family by teaching them how to play Holi and how to have a great time. And this represents the importance of Seva, which means giving respect to the peers of people. Another modernization of greetings in Holi that has occurred is people are unfortunately not allowed to go to other people's houses in the United States. And this has now occurred because of America has a more individualistic and reserved culture rather than a really open culture present in India. Also, another modernization of the event is it's not that much about family, but it's more about having fun, which removes the element of the family binding in the Hindu culture, because Holi is considered one of the only times of the year where everyone's able to meet their own family, and if they're not able to do that, it represents more problems. So another modernization of Holi is that it has unfortunately become less about God. So when I attended Holi this year, majority of the songs were a mix of Indian and English pop songs. A lot of the songs were talking about love, life, and happiness. However, the traditional songs that are present in Holi is talking about worshiping God, and that is what Holi is built upon. Because of the lack of traditional songs, I've witnessed some older people not having that much fun when attending the event. Also, the traditional songs are usually about worshiping God. There also was recorded music rather than live music. As a result, it made the event not as much fun to Reha just because the traditional live music has a better elated atmosphere than the atmosphere associated with recorded music. Another modernization of Holi is that there is no more gift giving. There has been a lack of gift giving just because the specific gifts that people give to each other are just not available in the United States. As a result, Reha constantly wants to give gifts to her parents, but she just cannot during Holi because of there's a lack of those gifts in the United States. Another modernization of Holi is the foods and the events at the event. So there has been less food in the United States, but more food in India during Holi. A lot of this is due to the lack of people able to go to each other's homes during Holi festivals. Also, there is a lack of sweets that can be presented in the United States compared to India. Another modernization of Holi is that there is a lack of events compared to India. For example, people usually light kite lanterns into the sky. However, in the United States, nobody's able to do that. Also, during Holi, there is a traditional dance called Garba that people always do towards the end of the event. However, that is not available in the United States. Another modernization of Holi is that it has become not as romantic as it used to be in traditional India. So traditionally in India, people are only allowed to hang out with their gender or age group. However, during Holi, everyone can mingle with whomever they want. This rule has existed because Holi was once the event for young people to find their romantic partners in traditional India, since it's the largest event people can usually attend. Communities would typically get together in one area during Holi, allowing people to seek out potential marriage partners. Today, however, the Indian culture is not as strict about men and women socializing outside of Holi, and there's other ways of meeting people such as online dating, which has caused this lack of romance in Holi. So the future of Holi is put into jeopardy due to multiple factors. So Ray has discussed about the potential future of Holi and identified several trends that really concern her. She talked about how in the United States, because of photography, the event is now viewed for clout and attention rather than respecting peers and gods. She said this indicates that the event is losing its meaning because the core purpose is not being reinforced. Once people attend the Holi for attention, she says there's a lot of integral elements that are lost, which puts the event in jeopardy. She also stated that Holi is not about finding a romantic partner anymore because there are several new modern methods for peoples to find their peers, which is hurting the meaning of Holi because many rituals that people perform to find romantic partners are not present. Reha also said those the rituals that people attend for people to find their romantic partners is actually one of her favorite specific events during the Holi festival. She also stated that COVID-19 pandemic has really hurt the event because Holi was not celebrated globally during 2021 and 2020 due to the pandemic. She said this year the event had fewer participants than any previous year she has attended the event. She also said there were several new restrictions that made the event less fun. She said COVID has hurt children and young adults the most because they cannot socialize with people of their age, which is one of the core themes during Holi. Also, more technology is available for people, which makes them not understand the importance of unity in the Holi festival. She predicts that Holi will continue to be more diverse in the future. However, she thinks it will not continue to grow because people have more access to technology and the lack of events that are being presented during the Holi festival. So in conclusion, the Holi festival being performed today represents the cultural representation for immigrants in the United States is eroding today. Holi represents this because a lot of the events are not being able to be conducted and a lot of the traditional values are not being reinforced today due to barriers. For example, the Garba event that happens during Holi is not being able to be conducted, and as a result that is making people not understand the importance of the event. Also, there has been a lack of kite flying and the launches of kite lanterns into the sky, which has represented that the event is losing some of its value itself. Another important value that is not being reinforced today in Holi is the importance of finding a romantic partner just because of the availability of different resources, and that has caused a lack of cultural representation because some of the special events associated with that are not being able to be performed today here in the United States. As a result, this broadens the meaning of traditions because this makes people have a different interpretation of what Holi really is. So even though the traditions are still sticking around today, it'll be interesting to see how many of those traditions and how the event will be reinforced in the future. And it is important for us to preserve this so we don't have this phenomena continue in the future. Thank you very much for listening to me today, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Thank you.